In this video, I will show you how to solve a matrix equation like this one. So the first thing we need to do is multiply these two matrices together. Even though we have variables in here, we're going to do our best. Once we do that, we can set the corresponding entries equal to each other and finish solving from there. So notice that this first matrix is a 3 by 2 matrix. It has 3 rows and 2 columns. The next matrix is a 2 by 2 matrix. So you can tell that this is going to be possible because of the way the inner dimensions are the same. But we also need to look at the outer dimensions in order to know the dimensions of the final answer. So the dimensions of this product will be 3 by 2. That's important because right now I need to set up a rather large 3 by 2 matrix for myself. Okay, I'm going to be multiplying rows by columns. So all of my rows are going to come from the first matrix, and all of my columns will come from the second matrix. Okay, so first let's do these rows. Row 1 will go across row 1. So that's why I will have 3, 5, 3, 5. Row 2 will go across row 2. So I will have -1, 0, -1, 0. Row 3 will go across row 3. So I will have 4, 2, 4, 2. Yes, even though these are rows, I write them vertically to help with my calculations. Now, as I mentioned, my columns will come from this matrix. So column 1 will go down column 1. So I will have A, C, A, C, A, C. Column 2 will go down column 2. So I will have B, D, B, D, B, D. Okay, so that's as far as we can go. Wait, I lied. We need to add these up. So if I add these together, I get 3A plus 5C. Just understand that. Okay, so this is the answer for this little element. And over here I've got 3B plus 5D. Okay, you have to add these together. And this is just going to be negative A. Because 0C is just 0. So that just leaves negative A. Similarly, this will just be negative B. Okay, 0 times D is just 0. And down here, I will have 4A plus 2C. And 4B plus 2D. Now, each of these entries has to equal the corresponding entry in this matrix, all right? Because these are supposed to be equal. So let's see if we can use that to find some of these variables. Let's start with the easy ones. Okay, so for example, this entry corresponds to this entry. So that tells me, hold on, I need to draw a line to separate the old problem. So that tells me that -4 must equal negative A. I'll put the variable first. Please stand by. That tells me that negative A must equal -4. That means that A is equal to 4. So there, we have one answer right now. Okay, 1 down, 3 to go. But we can do that again with this entry. These must be equal. These are corresponding entries. So that tells me that negative b must equal 5. Dividing both sides by negative 1, that tells me that b must equal negative 5. All right, 2 down, 2 to go. All right, look at this entry. This entry, oops, everything moved on me. Let me try that again. I said this entry must equal this entry. All right, these are corresponding entries. So that means that 3a plus 5c must equal 17. But we know what a is. A is 4. So that makes this 12 plus 5c is equal to 17. Subtracting 12 from both sides, and I have 5c is equal to 5. Dividing both sides by 5, and I have c is equal to 1. Okay, only one more to go. I'm running out of space, but we're going to make it work. Okay, what is left? I might as well just use this one. So this entry must equal this entry. So that means, okay, I think I'll try to squeeze it in right here. That means that 3b plus 5d must equal 25. But we already know that b is negative 5. That's going to make this negative 15. Adding 15 to both sides is going to give me 40. So that means 5d is equal to 40. Dividing both sides by 5, and I get d is equal to 8. And that's it. We're just going to do one more problem on this video. Let's keep trying to solve for these variables. So the only thing I really need to do right now is multiply this matrix by 3. So that's going to give me 3w, 3x, 3y, and 3z. All right, I'm just bringing the rest of this down. Okay, so all I have to do is look at the corresponding entries. So for example, look at this entry. The corresponding entry is here and here. So I can string these together and make an equation. 2 minus 3x must equal 8. As subtracting 2 from both sides, that gives me negative 3x. Oh, that's not an x. I must have seen the 6 coming in my subconscious. Subtracting 2 from both sides, I get 6. Dividing both sides by negative 3, I get x is equal to negative 2. Okay, can we do the y's now? So look at this term. That's not what I meant to do. I wanted to do the y's. So this is the corresponding term for the 3y. and the negative 3. So I can string these together and form an equation. Negative 3 minus 3y is equal to negative 3. Adding 3 to both sides, I'm going to get negative 3y is equal to 0. Dividing both sides by negative 3, I get y equals 0. Okay, and finally, the z term. These are the corresponding elements. So I can string these together and form the equation 1 minus 3z is equal to 10. Subtracting 1 from both sides, I get negative 3z is equal to 9. Dividing both sides by negative 3, I get z is equal to negative 3. And that's it. Ha, that is not it because I forgot about w. W. How could I forget about you, w? These are the corresponding entries, and if I put them together, that is 5 minus 3w, and then I wrote a y. Man, I am really disrespecting this w. 5 minus 3w is equal to 2. Subtracting 5 from both sides, I will get negative 3w is equal to negative 3. Dividing both sides by negative 3, and I get w equals 1. And that's it. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this video. Go ahead and click here in the red apple to watch the next video. Click in the green apple to subscribe, or click the yellow apple for the full playlist.